Here's our Scott showing you how to refinish some bright posh gates. But the big question that's on all of our lips is, did he have to paint his golden balls or not?
Thanks, Steve. Good afternoon. Welcome to 3 at 3 with me, Scott Keenan from Keenan Able Property Services. Today we're in the garden and we're going to be looking at repainting the electric gates here. It's not something I've done before, so today we're going to trial a few things. First of all, we're going to clean off the green algae, and then we're going to address some of the flaking paint on there. Use a variety of different bits and bobs, but to start with, just for cleaning the gate, we're going to use some household cleaning products. We're going to try some cleaning product with some bleaching and a degreaser, just to see which is going to work best. After that, we're going to rinse it down with clean water to make sure that there's no residue there and the paint that we're going to put on isn't going to be affected by the chemicals. So let's give it a scrub. I'll do one with bleach and I'll do the other one with the detergent. The bleach, that's coming off really easily. Just give that a rinse. And then the kitchen cleaner. That's coming off really easy. So it doesn't look like it matters what you do to clean it up with. Next, there's a couple of areas where there's some flaking paint, some chip paint. We're not planning on taking all of the paint off, but we want to make sure that it's not going to look obvious that there's different thicknesses of paint there. So we're going to try a few different techniques for that. That looks nice and clean. So just going to address, first of all, this is a large area where the paint is chipped off. And it's got like cliff edges almost. If we were just to paint over that, you would notice there'd be a difference in the two layers. So we're going to try and just soften the edges so it doesn't look like there's two different thicknesses. Going to use a combination of tools, old chisels, and just give it a little bit of a scrape until we're getting back to some paint that's actually attached. Not trying to push too hard, and just want to separate the loose paint from the paint that's really well stuck to the metal. Okay, and then just try a couple of different types of wire brushes, see what that does. Not a great deal, to be honest, with that one. This is a barbecue wire brush. What you put your olive oil on your salmon with. Again, not a great deal. So I'm going to try the old belt sander sandpaper, and I'm going to apply quite a bit of pressure just on the groove. Not on the groove, on the edge, I mean. That's doing a really good job. That's just feathering it down from the thicker layer flat to the metal. And the way to know if you've done enough is when you close your eyes and run your finger over it, can you feel where that ball patch is? If you can't, then that's great. I'm just going to have a look at some of the flaking paint now. Come on in here, have a look at this beauty. So just in here, it's all flaking up. So I'm going to use a little wire toothbrush. Comes a pack of 3 from Screwfix, only a couple of quid. Just going to attack it in all directions. That's pretty ineffective. It's got rid of the flaky bit, but it's really not soften that edge of the paint. So it's the same issue once that flake's gone, as we had down at the bottom there. So I think once this is cleaned, we'll use the rough sandpaper again and we'll feather the paint around the chip. So we're going to try two different methods to get the key. One is to use a coarse sanding wheel attached to your drill that you got for Christmas, and the other is to try our trusty sanding belt. So just use an area here and just see what we can do to rough up the surface. Okay, so that's trial one. That'll save a lot of elbow grease, but the drill is quite heavy and after a while I think your arms are going to rake. So we're going to try a little bit further up with the sandpaper, just to compare and contrast. I think you can see straight away that the sandpaper is more effective. It's getting rid of all this paint on the edges, which looked sound beforehand, but it's not taken much pressure to take that off. So I think we'll continue with the sandpaper. And just make sure that there are no rough edges again, and the scratching on the surface of the paint is going to be the key to take the new paint. So that's the painting finished now for the black, and I'm sure you'll agree this is a great finish. Once this is fully dried, we'll come back and we'll paint these golden balls separately. Thanks very much. That's all from us today. Join us again for 3 at 3 with me, Scott Keenan from Keenan Able Property Services. If you have a project that you'd like us to cover, we're happy to come and film at your place. Just get in touch with us via the Facebook page, and we'll have a conversation with you. Have a great day. Bye.
So there you have it, folks, a fantastic refinish to some rather splendid gates. And the client didn't want the balls repainting as she thought they were in pretty good nick, so Scott got to keep his beautiful golden balls just as they are. Excellent work, chaps. Problem solved. And how magic is that? You decide.